Hi everybody, Penny here. Welcome to my kitchen. So, I've been thinking lately about doing some dishes that would be good to have at Christmas time. Now I know because of the virus that we won't be having the big large gatherings like we're used to having, but I still think we need to treat ourselves nicely and have a very Merry Christmas. So I'm going to show you two side dishes that are really easy to do and very, very yummy. So the first one is glazed carrots. So as you can see, I've already got some carrots and they're sliced up. I have one here to show you. So you can see that the carrot is normally thicker at the top and a little thinner at the bottom. Well, you want to make sure that they're all roughly the same size. They don't have to be the same shape, but roughly the same size, so that you don't have overcooked carrots and then some hard carrots. You want them all cooked just nicely. So until you get to about here, where that carrot starts to get a little wider, we're just going to do little coins. So we're just going to cut it in coins, however thick or thin that you like. There we go. And as you can see, they're all roughly the same thickness. So they go in the pot. And then we're going to cut this one in half. So put your nice sharp knife here on the top. Grab the middle of your carrot, slice down so you're digging into the carrot now, and then slice down. Don't try and saw the carrot. That'd be too hard and too difficult. So remember how we like to put things on the flat so that they're not rolling around on us. So this one's on the flat side where we cut it. And again, it's going to be roughly the same thickness as the ones that we just cut a second ago. So there you are. So those are half moons, but that's okay because they're roughly the same size and they will cook evenly. So we'll do the same thing with this one. There we go. Put those in. And so we're going to simmer them in some salted water. So we're going to put in a little bit of salt. Now I just use my hand and kind of judge a little bit, but you put in however much salt you would normally put in when you're cooking carrots. So once these are done, we're going to drain them. We're going to add a couple tablespoons of butter. We're going to add a little bit of powdered mustard. We're going to add a little bit of honey, and optional, but I really like it, we're going to add some hot sauce. In this case I have Tabasco, but it can be whatever hot sauce you like. Okay, so that's the first dish. Okay, put that over here. Get this out of the way over here. Now, the second dish is called potatoes extraordinaire. Now, I got this recipe a very long time ago, long before we moved to Ontario, so it's at least 20 years ago, from my sister-in-law, Cynthia. She's a fantastic cook, fantastic baker, and just all-around great person. So this is the recipe I got from her. It calls for 5 pounds of potatoes, so it feeds a lot of people. But if you only have a small amount of people, that's okay too, because then you get leftovers, because it's just as good the next day. So berry peeled 5 pounds of potatoes for me, and then you take each potato, you don't have to, but I do, and you cut it into pieces. They can be as small as you like or as big as you like. I tend to have them about this size, so I can fit 3 of them in the palm of my hand, as you can see there. And that way, if they're all similar in size, just like the carrots, they will cook evenly, and you won't have some mushy potatoes and then some still hard potatoes. Make sure they're completely covered with cold water, and then again, we're going to add some salt. Now this is a big pot, so I'm putting in a bit of extra salt. So you boil them until they're fork tender. Then, once they are cooked, then we're going to add in 1 block of cream cheese, 250 gram block of cream cheese. I've got it cut up so that it's easier to mash into the potatoes. 1 cup of sour cream. 1/4 cup of butter. Remember, this is Christmas. This is not every day. Then we're going to add in about a tablespoon of onion powder because we want the flavor of the onion, but we don't want the texture of the onion. And then we're going to add in a little more salt and pepper. So I'm going to put this on the stove. I'm going to get the carrots going, and when they're ready, I'll be back. Hi everybody, back again. So our potatoes are cooked. Let me put that over here for a minute. So they're all cooked, they're drained, they're fork tender. We're going to give them a quick mash with our masher. Lots of steam. Woohoo! Okay, now we're going to put in our butter, and we're going to put in our cream cheese. There we go. And we're going to give that a little bit of a mash too, and it will start to get nice and soft. There we go. Okay. So, now that that's all nice and soft, roughly mashed, you're not looking to make them completely smooth yet. Now we're going to add in the rest of the ingredients. So, calls for... The original recipe called for 1 tablespoon of onion salt, but the potatoes are cooked in salt. There's salt in my butter, and we're going to add a little bit of salt. So I just used onion powder. So 1 teaspoon salt. There we go. And we're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. There we go. And we're going to put in our 1 cup of sour cream. Sour cream and potatoes. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okie dokie. Now we're going to get our mixer. Woohoo! And be careful if your handles and everything are hot, because you're still dealing with a hot pot here, right? And we're going to whiz them up. And that's why you want to mash them a little bit first, because you don't want to have your mixer try and mash them, or you could burn out the motor on your mixer. So you mash them a little bit first, put in your butter and your cream cheese, mash it up a little bit more. Just going to turn this around. Make sure we get it all. Okay, so when you're turning off your mixer, lift it out just a little bit, but not enough that it splatters everywhere, and then turn it off. And that way, you won't be taking out a chunk of potatoes with you when you take out your mixer. So now we are going to put these into a 9x13 pan. Then we're going to put them in the oven on 350 for 25-30 minutes, and the top should get nice and crusty, and the inside will just be hot and wonderful. So we'll do that now, but I have to get a spoon. Be right back. Okie dokie. So let's get all of this into our wonderful dish. Now, if you wanted to get really, really fancy, and you wanted to put these like in a piping bag and pipe them into your pan, it would be so pretty. But I'm not getting fancy, and I don't own a piping bag. So, but if you do and you like doing that sort of thing, that would be awesome. Here we go. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, so we don't want to smooth this out. We want to spread it out, but you don't want to smooth the top. So lay that there for a minute. Move these over, because you want some ridges and different things and, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, So now we're going to take a knife and just dot a little bit of butter just in a few little different places. Doesn't have to be specific. Just a few little different places. A few little dots. And the recipe doesn't really say how many dots. So as many or as few dots as you like. And it's all good. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. And if you have paprika, if you don't worry. You don't have to use it. But if you do have some paprika, you can sprinkle some of that on top. And there you go. That is now ready for the oven. 350, 25-30 minutes, and I'll see you then. Hey everybody, Penny, I'm back. So, our carrots are all cooked, nice and hot in the pot. I've drained them. Now we're going to add in our butter, and we're going to stir that around for a little bit. Cover it up, make sure she melts. So, that's the butter. Then we're going to sprinkle in about a half a teaspoon or so. Well, you know what, if I was actually measuring, that's probably closer to a teaspoon. But you don't have to be real specific with this. This is a little bit of dry mustard. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more, so probably about a teaspoon. It's one of those eyeball things. So now we're going to add some honey. Now, if you don't have honey, you could use brown sugar, or you could use maple syrup. But I'm going to use a little bit of honey. And you're looking for, with this many carrots, I have 8 carrots in here all chopped up. So with this many carrots, I'm going to add at least a tablespoon. But again, it's an eyeball thing, and it depends on how sweet you want your carrots to be. So here we go. 1 turn around the pan, 2 turns around the pan. So that's probably about a tablespoon and a half. Now this is optional, but I really like it. And again, you can put in as much or as little as you like. So here we go. Just a couple of drops goes a long way, especially with Tabasco sauce. Okay, so now we're going to stir it up. Our butter is melting. Our honey is spreading. Our dry mustard is mustarding. Oh, it smells delicious. That smells so good. And there, oh, get back in the pot. As simple as that. So, put it in a nice serving bowl and let all the juice run on top. So it will end up running down through all the carrots. And there you have it. Glazed carrots. They're beautiful. And our potatoes are ready. Give me 1 second. Ta-da! They are awesome. They're so good. I'm so excited. So I really hope you give this a try. Potatoes extraordinaire, glazed carrots. They're so good. They go with beef, pork, chicken, turkey, whatever. So if you're invited, if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where you can still go to someone's house and have supper, you can offer to bring the potatoes or the carrots, or maybe even both. Or you can cook it for your small family for Christmas Day or sometime during the holidays and really treat yourself to something special. Okay, take care, enjoy!